Okay, welcome to my channel. And the whole purpose of this channel is I just wanted to share some insights about things that I find fascinating as I read different materials. And currently I've been reading the Bible, the Old Testament, and I'm reading in the Exodus. I've been reading the story about the children of Israel, as God tries to bring them out of Egypt. Um, One of the main things that was concerning me was the fact that several times God would send Moses to either bring in a plague or to show a sign, and he brought so many plagues to the children of Israel, to the Egyptians. Some of them where he turned all the water into blood. He sent frogs. He sent lice. He sent locusts, and even the firstborns of all Egyptians were dying. And that is all good and well. But one thing I really was questioning was like, why does the scriptures have so many records of how God would harden Pharaoh's heart? So even though he sends Moses and says, "Go and bring my children out," then at the same time, Moses does this miraculous thing, and he brings out these plagues against Pharaoh and his household. And yet, when Pharaoh was about to let the children of Israel go, God would harden his heart. In other words, Pharaoh would end up not letting them go and letting them to stay and not really listen to the command of God. That fascinated me. But I had to obviously study and come up with a bit of an answer to it. Then this is my answer. Um, as part of my answer, it is also wise to know who the children of Israel were. Israel was a man that lived, and he had like many children, and one of his sons was Joseph. Joseph, who was taken into Egypt, as sold as a slave, and he became such a good man in Pharaoh's eyes that he was trusted to be a leader of all of Pharaoh's resources at a time of famine. As luck would have it, he Joseph was able to bring his family and his household from a far distant land where famine was a problem to them, and they did not have any food, and they brought them to stay with him in Egypt. And this is how the children of Israel ended up living in Egypt. After the old Pharaoh has passed away and Pharaoh's gone as well, and Joseph is gone as well. Um, we know that the children of Israel were now put in bondage by the Egyptians, because the new Pharaoh now was fearful that they were multiplying so much that he wanted to basically stop them in their track and to make them slaves. But why did God harden Pharaoh's heart so several times at the same time we call Moses to go and rescue them? My understanding came when I came to the end of the book. As I was reading in chapter 14, at the end of it, 14, 31, it talks about how the children of Israel had faith in God and they believed Moses as his servant. And this was straight after they had crossed the Red Sea, and that God had flooded all the children, all the people of Egypt that were following them in the Red Sea. And to me, a revelation came, and I realized that the whole time God was trying, was hardening Pharaoh's heart. It was mainly because he was building the children of Israel to be able to have faith in him, because they had lost their ways without being no one preaching them the good word, without no one teaching them the right way. They did not fully kind of understand the power of God anymore. So all the time that God will show a miracle, he was training them to be able to have faith, to be able to grow strong in their belief of God. But until that time when they were crossing the Red Sea, their true conversion came. They were now able to really truly believe in God. But through this observation, I learned that God, he knew that his people like myself at some point we would not know him very well. And he's done all of these few steps along the way to 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 help them to realize that his true nature and his power, and to bring him closer to them as much as he can. And through the whole process, he was able also to help the Egyptians to know that there was a God. But it needs be that there was some opposition that would help people to realize that God was real. And that this was my observation. Why was God constantly hardening Pharaoh's heart? And now also, in conclusion, to know that through the whole process as well, he was helping Moses to be the prophet that he needed to be for the future journey after they had left Egypt. He needed to know to strengthen his own testimony about God and Jesus Christ before they were in the wilderness by themselves. And if you like this, do subscribe to my channel, and I'll be posting more videos that might be close to being like this. Thank you.